Journalists consider the Freedom of Information Act, FOIA for short, an indispensable resource.
I know from firsthand experience that I've been able to successfully obtain documents from various government agencies that exposed misdeeds, waste, fraud, abuse.
Jason Leopold spoke to us via Skype. It was his request for former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's emails that prompted the State Department to release thousands of messages last year.
The State Department will make publicly available online approximately 1,000 additional pages from former Secretary Clinton's email account.
The release revealed that Clinton had used a private email server while she was the nation's top diplomat.
I felt that these emails would provide the public with great insight into how she performed as Secretary of State and how her performance as Secretary of State would inform her potential presidency. Unfortunately, my efforts to inform the public, as I noted, were just obscured by the fact that she had used this server, and that became the focal point of more than a year of coverage.
Despite 50 years of FOIA, the tendency has been toward more secretive institutions, resulting in more lawsuits over denied requests.
What the data that we have shows is that over the course of the last decade, the amount of secrecy measured by the number of exemptions that the government claims, the number of requests that are denied, has steadily increased.
Adam Marshall works on FOIA lawsuits. He says the United States has a long way to go in living up to its commitment to transparency.
The problem is that in practice, when you get into the bureaucracy of federal agencies and when you get into litigation in the court system, it's incredibly difficult to pry information loose.
Marshall is optimistic that journalists and civil society organizations will continue to push for improvement.
The journalists here and the civil society groups are so committed to FOIA that even though the process is slow and frustrating and they feel in many ways broken, there's such energy and devotion to trying to work with the law as it is and to make it better that I think there is a lot of hope, actually.
50 years on, FOIA remains an important tool for journalists to inform the public and keep the government accountable. Ardita Dunellari, VOA News, Washington.